Whoa, all right. Huh. It is, wow. Kind of snuck up on me there. It is garbage night around here. That's the night that we take all our garbage and we put it in the trash, and we take the trash cans and put them out front, and then trucks come around and pick up the garbage to get it out of our lives. I don't know where they take it. I don't really care. Because this train doesn't run on garbage. This train runs on quality digital releases for Nintendo platforms. Because this is the Nintendo Download Express. And I'm your host, Jeff Gerstmann. It is outstanding to be here. We live in a post-Nintendo 3DS world, people. Let that sink in. Yeah. Now let this sink in. We live in a pre-3DSware world. Yeah, just if we had the exact date, I would say, start the countdown, get the clocks running, put up your websites, your countdown timers. All we know is late May that firmware update's going to come out, and Nintendo was nice enough to put out a firmware update prior to the launch of the 3DS, giving us all a chance to check out the firmware update process and make sure that it is functioning properly. Before they go out and put out something important like the patch that's going to add 3DSware and the eShop that's going to give us access to a ton of great downloadable titles, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that initial lineup will be. I'm sure that they're going to just knock it out of the park. Not to get all baseball on you, but baseball season's coming this week. They're loading up the bases right now. They're loading up the bases, and they're going to bring in a heavy cleanup hitter, straight up knock it out of the park. And man, I don't even know. I can't imagine what they'll release that first week. It's going to be really exciting. I wonder if it'll all come out on Monday. I wonder if they'll stick all their downloads on the same day, or if they'll spread out the downloads across the week. So it's like WiiWare and DSiWare on Mondays, and then 3DS stuff on Thursdays or something like that to give it its own day, because it'll probably be big enough. I mean, right? It'll have to be bigger than WiiWare and DSiWare, right? Because this week is thin. That's to be charitable. Let's call it thin. This week, but that's not going to stop us. We're going to cover the hottest, we're going to cover all of the available releases for WiiWare and for DSiWare. And then we got a little bit of email from you, and yeah. So let's see what did I do over the last week here. Let's get it before we dig in. I have been getting used to a new personal computer, it's a Microsoft Windows based computer, Windows 7 they call it, and it's it does what a computer does. It has spreadsheets and internet access and chat clients and World Wide Web browsers and those sorts of, like, business. It's for business, and things like audio editing, which is nice for if I'm doing a podcast. That's something I can't do on a. I mean, the DS it does have that sound recorder, and that's fine. But to really polish this up, make it sparkle, make it shine, go through the editing process, it's not something that a DSi is really good for, and honestly, I'm fine with that. I don't think the DSi needs to be everything to everyone. It just needs to be great at games, at downloadable games. So, one of the things I learned while setting up this personal computer, which was recommended to me and built by the fine folks over at tested.com, tested.com. One of the things I discovered is that there are video games you can play on computers, on a computer. It's like a they're not okay. So they're not all typing games. I guess that's probably you probably expect they're like, oh, yeah, it's here. Type the word. Who can type the bestest? And type bang to shoot. And we're going to Oregon, yay! And all that sort of stuff. But it's not. I mean, there are like video games, and on top of that, now get this. You can download them. It's digital. You don't have to go to a store to buy the games. Now they do it a little differently than WiiWare or DSiWare. There's not really one day per se that all this stuff is made available. It seems like a lot of stuff seems to come out on Tuesday. So if anything, they're a day behind Nintendo with their releases. But and the prices, they actually list the prices in dollars. I have this program. It's called Steam Power. It's steampowered.com. And they have they have a free, like a demo style free download. And you can set it up on your computer, and it's like a store. It's like an electronic shop for games for a computer. And it looks like some of these games, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at like an inventory for like a local store, and some of these games, they're the same games. They offer them both ways, which I don't understand why anyone would go to a store and buy a game when I can just get it here. So this one here's what do we have? Total War 2 Total Shogun. It's Total War Shogun 2. Prepare for battle. Prepare to live by the sword and become the greatest warrior to rule the land of the rising sun, or die with honor. Master the art of war in the darkest age of Japan. Endless war leaves a country divided. It is the middle of the 16th century in feudal Japan. The country, once ruled by a unified government, is now split into many warring clans. 10 legendary warlords strive for supremacy. As conspiracies and conflicts wither the empire, only one will rise. ... I think that's probably supposed to say rise. I don't know. But so I could click, there's an add to cart button, like a shopping cart. Like you go to a grocery store or something. And you're buying food. You put the food in a cart. It's like that. You can fill up a cart with these games. It's like a virtual, like an e-cart, basically, an electronic cart. And then you can buy it with you enter your credit card, just like WiiWare. And then you download the game. And you can play it. And I guess if you're like some kind of old man that doesn't understand the digital future in which we live, you could go to a store and purchase a lot of these games. But again, that's I don't understand who would do that. That's for crazy people, right? But and the weird thing, the prices are kind of all over the place. Like where was it? Did I lose it? So $49.99 for that Shogun game. Then they've got Homefront, which is also that, and then there's a Crisis, but with a Y instead of an I. Cry like you're crying. Crisis 2, $59.99. And then we got another $49. Oh, well, here's Dawn of War 2. Okay. What has it? The logo doesn't really tell you what that really is saying. Warhammer 40,000 : Dawn of War 2 : Retribution. And now this game is $29.99. Which again, these are all pretty expensive. And they have a demos button right there, just like on WiiWare, you can get demo versions of games for free. And you can, like other people that use the service, you can exchange like name, like so it's like a friend code, but it's like your name. So like you enter your name, the name you want to use, like, and you can exchange names and be friends. And I imagine you can use that to exchange like avatars. I don't really know what you could do with that, but I just thought it was interesting. It's It's people out there doing similar stuff to WiiWare and DSiWare, I guess. That's you know, that's what I'm learning having this PC. And this game is called Rift. And yeah, they have these descriptions. I would read the descriptions, but they all cut off. It's like one paragraph and then it could just ... And it doesn't really... It doesn't really go on. Now it says this Rift game is massively multiplayer. A credit card is required to play the game? All right, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, okay, and so I can buy Rift, that's Rift in all caps, for $49.99, or I can buy Rift Digital Collector's Edition for $59.99. Now tell me, okay, I mean, you know, hey, I love digital software. Digital everything as far as I'm concerned. You know, paper is stupid. Just all digital everything. That's ones and zeros. That's all I care about. But there's nothing collectible about ones and zeros. You can't have a digital collector's. It says here it comes with in-game items, collector's satchel, boggling wastrel? Is that a lizard man? I don't know. Ancient Tartagon mount, which looks like a turtle. I don't know. There's nothing collectible about digital software. It's digital. They can sell as many copies as they want to sell. There's nothing special about that. That's highway robbery is what they call that. They're charging $10 for, well, let's see, the Ancient Tartagon mount. Available at level 20, this turtle mount increases player speed by 60%. So you're paying to play it for a chunk of time, and then you can move faster. Collector Satchel increases the size of your primary backpack to 24 slots, so you can hold more stuff. And the boggling wastrel. This unique pet sets you apart from the other Ascended. So, okay, let me get this straight. It's a thing. It's a pet. So it's like a Nintendog that I guess no one else can have because I paid $10 more. I'm sorry, no. That sounds criminal, is what that sounds like. So watch out. You know, like I said, there are a lot of people out there selling stuff digitally, but you know what? Not all digital download services are created equal, and you can't expect the same fair treatment that you get here at home on WiiWare and DSiWare as there is out there. So again, make sure you read that fine print. I'm sure that there's got to be some catch, but so far it seems really it's really interesting and worth some further investigation. Let's get into WiiWare. Yeah. Oh boy. 2 demos, no full games. That's all this week. That's it. So let's get into it. Dart Rage demo version from JV Games Incorporated. 1 to 4 players, rated E for everyone. Alcohol reference. This is 0 Wii points because it's a demo. Full version is 600 Wii points. Grab your Wii Remote TM controller and prepare for the ultimate game of darts on your Wii TM console. With no buttons to push, you'll be completely immersed in the game's realism. Dart Rage puts you in the spotlight as you compete against friends, the computer, or both. With 4 great games to choose from, including 301 to 901, cricket, poker, and American baseball darts. That's American and then baseball in parentheses. American baseball darts. Dart Rage has plenty of options to keep the game fresh. Maybe outside of the US they just call it American, whereas here we call it baseball. I don't know. There's also a versus mode in which you can compete at the same time in a race to the finish. Rock out to the sizzling soundtrack with a commentator announcing your every shot or miss. I'm in a dart rage all the time. That's, to me, a dart rage is sparked when someone throwing darts hits a person with them. Or gets close. Dart pain would be getting hit with darts. Man, just getting hit, man. I can't imagine someone just throwing a dart and hitting you, like in the back or something. I've seen that happen deliberately. Someone go like, oh yeah, throw a dart. Oh, there's a dart sticking out of my shoulder. It's just, this is not my kind of party. But you know what my kind of party is? Learning with the Pooh-Yous, Episode 2. Demo version from Lexis Numérique. It's one player, early childhood, EC. 0 points, full version, 500 Wii points. Welcome to the first fun, poetic brain trainer for children aged 3 to 6. That's the first one, unless you count Manhunt 2. With the Pooh-Yous, a merry band of adorable baby animals, children will have fun while learning the basics for development, including numbers, letters, lateralization, shapes, and colors. Children get to dance with their new friends and earn lovely interactive rewards. With 2 levels of interactivity, children of any age or level can play the activities based on plants and music. What? This game has been designed for use by children who have not yet grasped reading. The instructions are spoken in French, English, or Spanish, depending on the language setting of your Wii console. That's a demo, so you cannot save your progress in either of those games. And that's it for WiiWare. So wait a minute. It's a fun, poetic brain trainer, and then later on it says activities based on plants and music. I mean, it's not to say that music and plants can't be poetry, but it's not something about that doesn't line up to me. But I'm not aged 3 to 6. One of these days I should really look up and see what the Pooh-Yous are, I think. I don't know. Man, that just, it's just, that's it. That's all they got. I feel like we just need to roll right into DSiWare because it's not a satisfying payload on WiiWare. So let's roll right into DSiWare. A couple of games you can actually pay money for here, so that's great. Simply Solitaire from Engine Software. 1 player, rated E for everyone, 200 Nintendo DSi points. Simply Solitaire gives you exactly what you want. Pure solitaire on your Nintendo DSi TM system. Solitaire, also called Patience, no it's not, is a single-player card game involving a layout of cards with a goal of sorting them. They really make Solitaire sound fun here. Solitaire games involve dealing cards from a shuffled deck into a prescribed arrangement on a tabletop. The player attempts to reorder the deck by suit and rank through a series of moves, transferring cards from one place to another. The simple game design and easy, intuitive controls make it a game that the whole family can enjoy. The game has 50 puzzles in each level to guarantee hours of fun gameplay. Alright. So, Simply Solitaire. I think of the default Solitaire rules when you say that. Simply Solitaire. But then they go on to say that it's called Patience, which is not. It's Klondike is is what they call regular Solitaire typically. So I don't know what Patience is. Apparently it involves puzzles because it says there's 50 puzzles in each level. Normally it's just you just shuffle the cards different. So this doesn't sound like it's Simply Solitaire in any way, shape, or form. This sounds like it is some variant of regular Solitaire. Yeah, I don't know. It's $2, but I don't even know. I mean, Solitaire. It's Simply Solitaire. That's it. What are you doing? I'm simply playing Solitaire. Simply Solitaire. Waiting to die. I was hoping for a quick death, but apparently it's not meant to be. So, in the meantime, it's Simply Solitaire. Faces Monsters! from Neko Entertainment. That's FACEEZ : monsters with an exclamation point on the end. That's rated E for mild blood, comic mischief, alcohol reference. Man, boozy week here for downloadable releases. And this is 200 Nintendo DSi points. Faces is back, and this time it will scare your friends. Faces Monsters features frightening new disguises and accessories, including the living dead, werewolves, vampires, and zombies. Take pictures of your friends' faces, turn them into abominable monsters, and place them in your own settings. Expect lots of laughter and fun as you share your monstrous creations. Laugher, Laugher. Left out the T. Not to pick apart typos, but that's not what you meant to say there, Neko Entertainment. Just putting that out there. And that's it for DSiWare, man. That's it. 2 demos and 2 200-point games that are simply... it is garbage night. It really is. I can't even fill up one can with garbage with what they got going on this week, though. Not enough of it. This would be, I would throw it all away, but then not bother to take the cans out to the street because it's not enough to worry about. Meanwhile, this Steam thing, dude, I don't know. They have genres? Like you can just go look and say, show me all the action games. I'm typing solitaire. They have 2 solitaire games, Fairy Solitaire and Fairway Solitaire. One's probably based on golf. So one's probably based on fairies. One's $5, one's $10. That's okay. That's pricey. That is pricey. 70 unique courses and locations ranging from exotic forests to Scottish highlands. Choose your golfer and experience realistic golf commentary, hilarious wild shot cards, and 3 fun mini games. Buy clothing power-ups. Well, this doesn't look very good at all, and it is 5 times as expensive as Simply Solitaire. So there's that, I guess. But I don't know. This Portal 2, this is $44.99, 10% off for if you pre-purchase. Okay, so you can buy a game before it's out? That seems like robbery. It does look all right, though. I don't know. There might be something to this Portal 2 thing. 2-person co-op multiplayer game featuring its own dedicated story. It says here it draws from the award-winning formula that earned the original Portal over 70 industry accolades and created a cult following. Well, editing tools. Editing tools? So I download this and then I can make my own. Man, wow, that's... All right. It's probably best not to get too wrapped up in that, but I think there might be something there worth looking at. So yeah, like I said, that's it for new releases. Pretty thin. Pretty disappointing. I mean, it's, there are 2 things that keep this train rolling, and that's clear dedication to releasing new content for WiiWare and DSiWare, and your emails. And when we don't have one, but it looks like we have the other here. Here's let's get into your emails and see what you have to say. Of course, ndx@bxr.me is the email address. One response to last week's question, I wanted to ask you what your favorite developer for Nintendo's downloadable platforms is. And Greg wrote in and said, in regards to your question, my favorite DSiWare developer is WayForward. Not as prolific as... No! slow, but I like the quality of their sprites and animation. Good call. Yeah, WayForward. I guess they definitely have not been super prolific. But Shantae, definitely a beloved franchise. Even though, you read the description, it might not necessarily stick out as something you should care about, but it's very favorably received. Jonathan writes in and asks, well, let's just read though. I know that the full retail games are in use I know that the full retail games are in use of Street Pass, yet this is not even okay. Do you think the downloadable titles and the remade classics will support Street Pass? I would think that this might cause an issue, as Street Pass only supports 12 slots, and I'm sure to gather a massive collection of downloadable titles, though I would like to see it in use. Yeah, I guess if Street Pass only supports 12 things, that's going to eventually be an issue. It would be kind of nice if you could just have everything installed all at once and go from there. And maybe that's a number they can increase over time if Street Pass really takes off. They can optimize and release a firmware update to better take advantage of that stuff. We'll kind of have to wait and see. I think we'll have to wait for there to be more than 12 games that support Street Pass before we can really get a good feel for how all that's going to work. Plus, are you really going to be playing more than 12 games at one time? That's maybe a better question. But, yeah. On another note, it has been announced that Cave Story, which is an amazing DSiWare and WiiWare title, is coming to the 3DS as a boxed retail copy. Ugh, lost one, huh? Jeez. If it runs at full price, that will be an amazing ripoff, as well as I feel I'm already let down that if I want the most optimized version, I have to get it in a box, when I would obviously prefer it as a downloadable. That is disappointing. Cave Story, definitely very big release there on Nintendo platforms before, and now you're going to get it in a box, I guess. That is unfortunate. Merlin writes in, I want to buy a 3DS, but am hesitating because I heard about the region lock back in January. Since then, I couldn't find any other stories on that topic. I will move from Germany to New York for 1 year this August. So should I buy a 3DS here and ship games there? If they are region locked or if they are region locked or the other way around when I come back? How will it work with Nintendo downloads? Can I set up an American account on a European device and download games there? So it's not, probably not. The DSi was very much a firmware situation where the firmware dictated which store you connected to, regardless of what region. You don't really set up an account per se, as much as you just connect to the store and buy stuff. Now they are changing how some of that stuff will work, because they are going to enable some sort of system transfer off of the DSi to the 3DS. But I don't know that will result in you creating an account that is then region tied. So I think your device will probably determine which downloadable games you're able to purchase. And if the cartridges, the non-downloadable games really are region locked, which I haven't necessarily heard one way or the other than people saying that apparently that is the case, and have since seen people that have multiple 3DSs for different regions for the US and for Japan, then you're kind of you're in a tough spot, because if you're going to go from Germany to New York for a year, then if you show up with a German 3DS, you're going to have to import all of your games from your home region. If you wait until August and buy a 3DS in the US, then when you return to Germany, you will then apparently have to import US games for the rest of that system's life. So the obvious response would be to buy both, but that's a really that's a pricey way to go about it. So, I might say, yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to say buy a US one, and then when you get back to Germany, just import games from the US, because they'll probably come out here sooner than they will in your home territory. So you'll be stuck importing, and that'll be more expensive. But you'll probably be able to get games a lot earlier. Or, buy one in Germany and have a friend back home buy the new games as they're released and ship them out to you in New York. So you're kind of avoiding the kind of gougy import prices that pop up while you're here. And, yeah. It's a tough spot. It's a very tough spot. But yeah, if that region lock is as serious as it sounds like, then man, yeah, you're perhaps boned. And that's going to do it for emails. Of course, we do want to continue to hear from you. ndx@bxr.me. And man, hopefully there'll be more. If they can't be bothered to release real software, like why am I doing this? They need to. I gotta think about all this. I gotta think. What does it all mean? It's like darts, Puyus. I could be playing golf solitaire on a personal computer. It's like, what? And that game's been out since 2007. Look at that. I got a lot to think about. We'll be back next week. I don't know.